Okay, is this working? Is this working finally? Is this working? This has never done this to us before. But for whatever reason, it decided it didn't want to do it today. So, if it's working, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and reschedule this for like a half hour from now and restart the computers and the internet. But if it is working, then we don't have to do that. I've never seen this happen before. So, yeah, interesting. That was a rocky start. Hey Tim, how's it going? All right. Okay. Good. Okay, now it looks like it's working. That was, I don't know what was up with that. Good. 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 Always something. You know that? It's always something. I rushed home. I didn't rush home, but I had to get tires on the car. And I was like, yeah, everything will be saved and set up. And it was, but it didn't work. So I don't know. Marcus, it's nice seeing you in the Discord. Very interesting conversations happen in there. It's not always active, but when it is, it's a lot of talking. And we missed that Jaguar last night. I was not pleased about that. Not only because that was priced completely incorrectly. I can't even link it on the thing because the listing's down, but it was one of those classic liqueur Mexican Jaguars, which is the best Mexican guitars that Fender ever made, in my opinion, because it had a nitro finish, vintage 7.25 radius, American 65 pickups and electronics. They wanted $800 for it, and it was mint and Fiesta red guitar I used to have. Thought it would have been a lot of fun to compare that with the custom shop that we have now. But as I was checking out with it in the cart, somebody else bought it. Yeah. There you go, Rowan. There you go. Is your guys' stores all screwed up right now as far as inventory goes? Because we went to, there wasn't even rice at the store that we went to. It's like, whoa. I mean, rice is pretty important, but we normally buy that stuff in bulk because we eat rice every day regardless. We're not really hoarding kind of people, but when it comes to certain things like rice, what else do we always have? Peanuts and egg noodles and stuff like that. We're always just have a ton of it because it's easy and it's good. It's not bad for you and it fills you up. But there was none, so we were like, oh well, that's kind of concerning. So is there anything like that with you guys where you can't get anything right now? A deco. How much was the deco? Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see if they have anything today. Let's see what Dave says. Oh, I haven't even checked my stores in Japan yet today. I woke up late, man. I don't normally wake up this late. It's just so fried. Doesn't look like much. A Mesa Boogie Rectiverb for $12.50. I'm good on that. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into the first topic here, and then we can kind of sidetrack. You guys all obviously watch guitar stuff on YouTube. Otherwise, you would have never found me, right? On Monday, or was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday. On Tuesday, every single YouTuber with a remotely decent-sized subscriber and audience base, the Fender Acoustasonic player, man. Now, what I don't understand here is, and I don't blame any of the YouTubers, nor am I going to call them out, because good for you. If you can make money like that and get a piece of gear, I don't know what their deal is specifically. I think it's going to vary based on the size of the channel, whether or not they get to keep it or they had to send it back or maybe they get a discount. But at the end of the day, you still get to work with Fender. That's awesome. So when I'm about to say what I'm about to say here, I don't want you to think I'm taking it out on them. This is me not understanding Fender more so than anybody else. so much of the wording, even if you just look at the thumbnails, so all these videos all come out at once. And that in itself seems like a problem because you're like oversaturating it. I feel like if you gave it more time to breathe and let people kind of, you know, let it naturally happen a little bit more. But I see the conundrum where if you're the YouTuber, you don't want to be the next day because then everybody else has posted it the first day. Do you really want to post it the second day? But it comes across just like a straight advertisement. And I know that's what it is, but it doesn't seem organic. It doesn't seem like there's any actual interest. It seems like the same talking points are hit, the same exact words are being used. Fender, listen to you guys. Fender listened. Fender finally listened. Fender cares. Like that kind of stuff. It's like when you see it on a consistent basis with a sponsored video, it really makes you think that in the deal that was struck between any of these YouTubers and them, that was something that Fender wanted to make sure that those people got across to the people that watch their videos. And I don't know. I can't get into something like that, like when it's just like a straight up infomercial, basically. And I think part of it with the Acoustasonic is I'm gonna start a poll. We're gonna start a poll real quick, okay? Because I really want to know. All right. I just asked all you guys a question, and as people pop in, I would love to see the results of this when we're done here. Because I feel like this is important. Now, the poll question I asked you all: have you ever seen in real life somebody playing a gig with an Acoustasonic? Ever. Ever. Because I know I haven't. I know I haven't. And I have played many a bar. I've played many a coffee shop. I've played all sorts of venues. I have never seen that guitar out in the wild. So, I feel like it's a solution to a problem that doesn't exist. Because, I don't know, maybe with the singer-songwriter, even then it doesn't make sense. $1,200 for a Mexican-made hybrid acoustic electric guitar. You can buy a quality Taylor for that. That's an actual acoustic. Like, I'm failing to see it. I'm really failing to see it. And I think it's more than just me not getting it. Like I said, I've never seen one. I've never seen somebody play it. And this is another one of those pieces of gear where one thing a lot of people said about the Quad Cortex months later after it was released is that everybody stopped using it. Like all the big channels got it to demo. They said how wonderful and amazing it was. And then like 3 or 4 channels actually kept using the thing. I think it's even like more of a point here with the Acoustasonic. I don't see anybody like regularly using that even on YouTube. I mean, maybe again, I don't watch enough channels. Maybe I don't follow like those kinds of genres and stuff like that. But for me, I don't see it. So if you guys see it, I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to understand Fender's logic here. And I don't know. Maybe if it was like $599, it would be a little more appealing. But like $1,200-$1,300 for a Mexican Acoustasonic, I don't get it. Let's see what you guys say. Oh, Timothy, he doesn't like him. Marcus, yep. But who buys them? Like just a student buys it? So you're telling me that the students buy this piece of gear, right? But what do they do with it? Because if you don't like that's a guitar that it seems like it has such a specific purpose. Like that's a guitar you would take out to go play live if you were a singer-songwriter. Yet I've never seen anyone play one live, and you said that you've never seen anyone play one live. It seems like it's made for a performer. But I don't know. I don't get it. Ian, yes. I have never seen you in one of these. This has been a long time. Yeah, well, oh, the PRS SEs? Oh, forget it. You know, you could get one of those parlor here. As our tradition here, what we do is we look at used prices of stuff, right? So right now I'm going to show you some PRS stuff. And I mean, like he said, this is not going to be straight up apples to apples per se. Oh, did they sell out of them? Really? I think they sold out. PRS had like those Polar side. Okay, there's one right here. Okay, so hold on, let me load it up. Sorry, I got freaked out. I was like, well, the one that I was talking about actually did sell. So let's go to our Chrome. Click it, and then we're gonna go to Dave's Guitar Shop. Boom. All right, let's have a look. Okay, this is $400. Right? I mean, does this come? I don't think this one, this model comes with electronics. Does this come with electronics? I don't think so. But say it doesn't, right? This is still like really small. You could throw in a pickup into this guitar for like $80. And that's something that anybody, you don't need to work on guitars to know how to do that. So for under $500, you have a guitar that's much more similar in size to an electric, that's going to sound way bigger than Acoustasonic. I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say it's going to be quality-wise a whole hell of a lot better put together. I mean, yeah, I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. Tonari. Okay, so that's one of the electrics. $50 more. $50 more, and it comes with a Fishman GT1 pickup system in it. Okay? And does it? What am I missing here? What am I missing? All right, turn it off. Go back to the chat. Chat, guys. Am I crazy? Or do people just not know about those other kinds of PRS guitars? But, I mean, even a Baby Taylor. Or, you know, a Little Martin at that point. I mean, granted, it's not going to have the Fender logo on the headstock, right? But, as far as a gigging instrument that's smaller than a full-size Dreadnought or something of a similar ilk that would be traditionally used for an acoustic performance, I see a lot more value in stuff like what we were just talking about than the Acoustasonic. And they'll sound better, too, because it's not because it doesn't sound great as an electric guitar, the Acoustasonic. It doesn't. It can kind of get a pseudo acoustic or electric guitar sounds. And it doesn't sound great as an acoustic guitar because it's just the nature of acoustic guitars. It's so small, it has no resonance to it. Again, I don't get it. An acoustic with a one of the parlor guitars. Any parlor guitars. I think Gretsch makes a parlor guitar for like $300. That would be the way to go. You won't spend a lot of money on that. It'd be pretty good. Hey, Geronimo, how's it going? Nice to see you. All right. Different voicings. Yeah, I think that's the question that you guys seem to be agreeing with me on is I'm not trying to even crap on this guitar. I'm genuinely trying to figure out who's it for. Who's it for? And because I've never seen one out in the wild, let me look at the poll. You guys actually, it looks like some of you have seen them out live. I mean, the majority have not. But some of you have seen people play this guitar live. I have not. Like I said, I have played many guitars and many gigs of different varieties. Okay. But yeah, no, and I mean, I think the crappy thing is when you do see all these YouTubers saying the same positive thing, and you know it's not real at that point. Because even like some really cool guys, like I think Robert Baker's a great guitar player. I don't watch his channel on a regular basis, but when I have watched his channel, it's like the guy can play. He's got really good production. Seems to, you know, he'll say things that are controversial so much, to an extent more so than a lot of people will. But it still reads like an ad, you know, and it sounds like an ad. So it doesn't seem like there's like a real, you know, unbiased kind of touch to it. And then you have the obvious ones who we won't mention that it's just the whole thing is just shilling. It's shameless. And again, respect to those people for doing it because it's making money, man. They're making money doing it. So good for them. But for us, and I guess for the normal guitar player or the singer-songwriter, I don't see where it fits in the market. Well, you know what? Let's have another look here. Okay, let's compare smaller kind of guitars, acoustic guitars. Let's go back to Chrome. Okay, so shot by category. With this mic, so I'm very conscious now of the microphone because I guess when I turn my head, maybe I get a volume drop. Okay, so if we want, what do we want? We want 6-string acoustics. We want small ones though. Wait, what? What? Go back right now. I saw something that looked interesting. You guys! Guys! How is this even a thing? Where is the contest in this? This is only 200 bucks? I didn't even know this existed. See, this is where I would expect the price of something like that to be. Okay, let's see. Got a spruce top. Okume for the neck. What else we got here? Sapel, depending on how you say it. The back and the side. So that's a full actual wood guitar. It's not a composite guitar. Built-in tuner. Yeah, plastic nut. That's not the best. But available in a decent amount of finishes. Guys, am I nuts? Isn't this way more appropriately priced? Like, if it was this price, I would buy one just to screw around on with it. You know what? I think, should I buy one of these guitars and demo it? All right, because that's really cheap, man. Oh, and they got it in purple. You know what? I might have just found my kid her birthday or a Christmas present. I may have just found her a Christmas present. Pink or lavender? I wonder. All right, let's hit reverb. TCY10E. TCY10E. How cheap can we get these things? Low to high. 140 bucks? Guys. When did this guitar come out? That was released in 2008. Hold on. So it was actually refreshed this year. I don't know, man. I don't know. That seems much more reasonable and way more price appropriate than an Acoustasonic. You learn something new every day. Let's see what you guys say. Okay. I had never seen that either. Hey James, how's it going? Um, who is that for? Yeah. With the exchange rate of Canadian dollars, I forget it. You're in bad shape. Uh, Nice colors indeed. I think so too, Marcus. I think they're actually really nice colors. Why pay Fender prices when Ibanez make one at a sensible price, Allan? That says it all. Because how much is that player? I think it's like $1,300. It's a lot of money, man. Let's just double take for continuity's sake. Acoustasonic player. Because, I mean, for $200, that seems like... Dude, these are $1,200 guitars. Yeah. Yeah. Nope. Buy it. Been wondering for a while what they sound like. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy that for my kid for Christmas. Cause that'd be really cool too. You know? Oh, that's perfect. $200. Well, less than that, cause I'm gonna see how cheap I can get it. I'm gonna make some calls after this. See who has what in stock. There's a lot of really good deals right now, especially on new stuff. You wouldn't think so, but if somebody has something in stock right now, let me move that over. If somebody has something in stock right now and something like that that's not exactly going to be flying off the shelves, I think I might be able to get a brand new one of those for $1.50 shipped to me, and that's a good deal. And then we can go over that, and we can say you could buy this for 1/6 of the price. But then people will say, but the Acoustasonic is better, it's higher quality, it's made in Mexico, it's not made in China. I bet you, if I had them in the room together, wouldn't be that much of a difference. Certainly not $1,000 difference. But I digress. So, I really would I'd just rather buy a Taylor at that point. Taylor's my favorite acoustic guitar maker. As a whole, as far as their whole product line and the way that they operate as a company. I really like Taylor. They're my favorite. But yeah, and the other thing is there's not much to modify on that $200 guitar. And what would you really want to do? You replace the nut because it's a plastic nut. That's $8. You could replace the tuners, but most of the time tuning problems don't come from the tuners. Unless they're really bad. Then the bridge. That's it. So yeah, like $50-$60. So for the price of a new one, you could have one of the ones that you can get from one of these shops for cheaper than that, and have it all modded out. That would be very interesting. I'm very happy that I pointed this out, that I made it a point that I wanted to talk about this, because again, I had no idea that existed. That's a great deal. That is a great deal. What do you guys think about that? Most of you are saying we should do it. Let's check on the poll to see if anybody's seen one of these guitars in the wild. 64% of you still say you have not seen an Acoustasonic in the wild. Okay, now I would like to ask the 36% of you, any of you that voted that you have seen one being played in Acoustasonic, how did it sound? Did it sound good? Or did it sound kind of, eh? Or did it sound in a way that I'll let you type it out instead of me kind of paraphrasing for you? But I didn't. I've heard them in stores a few times, and I was less than impressed. But it is what it is. Cool. So what else did I say I wanted to get to? So enough of the Acoustasonic. And again, I understand why people are doing these things. As far as the YouTube side of it, the actual YouTubers, I get it. The shops especially, I really get it for them. They have them in stock. They're trying to sell it. What are they going to do? Not release a video on launch day? Not say, we have this brand new Fender product in stock. You can buy it from us? You'd be stupid not to do that. So, it is what it is. However, something else I want to talk to you guys about. I think I'm really going to try and simplify the rig. And when I say that, What I mean is, one thing I love about the Quad Cortex, it makes me doing demos very easy for you guys, because I run it through the output of the Quad Cortex into the input of the interface that I use, the Focusrite. And whenever I change a sound or do anything like that, it does it in real time. So when it's tracking to Pro Tools, it's super easy. Like, there's nothing I have to do outside of bounce the wave file and then sync it in to the actual video of myself playing after the fact. It's a great process. When I use the plugins, like the last demo I did a test run of this to see how it would work. I used the Neural DSP Soldano plugin, and I kept getting up and switching to preset on the Soldano plugin while tracking it. It's fine in theory, right? Problem is, when I'm done, anytime I made a change, it didn't record stick, meaning it didn't actually print. So what happens is the guitar comes in DI'd, and then you have whatever your last setting is that you used on that plugin as your product. And so what that makes me do is I have to then sit through and figure out when I went to the computer to change the tone. Then I have to cut it. I have to print it with the first amp. Then I have to alter the plugin, reprint it with the next one, find the next spot, reprint it. It is not a process that I'm going to do long term. It's simply not. It's not going to happen. So what I was thinking is, what I might do is just throw a mic and kind of like leave it at home. Like, buy one of those 609 Sennheisers, one of the ones that doesn't require a stand. Literally will sit over the top of your amp and then in front of the speaker, and just leave that and just record all my demos straight up through the amp, and then never have to worry about anything ever again. Because I don't know, the digital stuff is cool, but I think I'm kind of over it. Like, I don't know, I like simplicity, and the Strymon Iridium is interesting to me, but the only problem with that is, in order to use all my pedals and stuff, I'd have to like physically rewire everything every time I wanted to film a demo. And that's another nice thing about the Quad Cortex. But is the Quad Cortex worth keeping around for $2,400 that I could get for it, when, you know, like we said, I'm not so sure I can depend on it live reliably. And if I'm just using it for YouTube demos, I can do that a lot cheaper. So it's just stuff I'm thinking about doing here. And yeah, what do you guys think about that? Would you rather have kind of like that always pristine, always the same kind of exact parameters, exact settings, exact inputs that come along with using something like the Quad Cortex for all the reviews? Or is it almost somewhat endearing to just use an amp the old way and then just sync it up after the fact? Or do I cave and just rebuy the HX Stomp? Because the reason the HX Stomp tempts me more, I guess, to rebuy it, is because not only can I use that for direct recording, I can have that implemented into my pedal board, not have to unplug anything if I wanted to go direct in. It's just one more output cable right into the interface. And then I could also have the added benefit of 3 more effects on the actual pedal board. That's $100 more than an Iridium. I don't know, you guys. All I know is times are very strange right now. And if I can kind of make a solution that saves me a lot of money right now, and I know I can depend on, I think that's the route that I'm going to be more leaning towards. So, yeah. If any of you guys have any kind of thoughts or input on that, that would be wonderful. I'd love to hear your opinion and your take on what you would do if you were kind of in a situation I'm in right now. Because this is a rare one, too. And the other thing about the Quad Cortex is, it's not often you buy a piece of gear like that and you can make a profit easily, like instantly, from selling it. like a significant one. It's just something I'm thinking about. I mean, things like the Kemper and the Quad Cortex are great for home recording. If you're making regular studio recordings and don't have access to many amps for live, if you have that many amps, that's simple and the way. All my stuff, I mean, I have good mics. All my cleans that I've done, like pretty much on every record ever, have been through either that orange rock reverb when I wanted a little edge of breakup clean, and that was a Capricorn, or I use my Music Band amp. That's it. And I have a quality ribbon microphone you guys haven't seen yet. I have a quality tube condenser microphone, and I got all the 57s in the world. And I know how to mic a cabinet. So there's no reason why I can't get exactly what I need here with just the Music Man for recording. I don't need a billion amps. I really don't. So I guess if that kind of answers your question. But let me see. Plus, like you say, the HX Stomp and pedals open possibilities. Plus, you know and like the Stomp. Yeah, the other thing about the HX Stomp, I think if you use the stock IRs on it, it's very underwhelming. And that was the first thing I noticed compared to the Quad Cortex. The Quad Cortex, man, the captures that are supplied with it, not the amp models, the captures are so good. Like the Captain 50, that Morgan amp, it makes me want to buy that Morgan amp, the SWR 22. It's a $2,000 amp though. And at home, I already have a super high headroom clean amp. I have the old Music Man. So it feels like it's a lot of money to spend on something like that. But some of the other stuff I'm not going to buy. I'm not buying a Soldano amp. I'm not buying a rock reverb. I'm not buying any of these things because in this room, even with an attenuator, I mean, is it really worth it? No. Going back to the HX Stomp and the Helix line of products in general, the effects are way better on the Helix than the Quad Cortex. They're way better. The amp models are not. But when you really use different IRs, like the Owen Hammer IRs, when you use one of those with the HX Stomp, it greatly, greatly improves the quality that you're going to get out of it. So if on a track, maybe I want something a little more voxy sounding, if it's a secondary guitar track, or it's hard panned or something like that, or it's only a little part, it'll work. It'll work just fine. I just wish, really, I wish that it sounded as good as the Iridium does out of the box. But the Iridium doesn't offer anything except demoing to YouTube and playing a silent stage, which is something that I don't have any intentions of doing on a regular basis. I'm always going to want a tube amp behind me when I play live. So, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go with the Iridium. I'd love to. It just doesn't seem practical. It seems like if I bought the Iridium, I would have to go to something else inevitably after that. But yes. It's interesting to see you guys' thoughts. It's nice having Ian here. I got to find a time that works with Ian and Dave. And I'm just going to put myself on mute. And I'm going to let them talk because they seem like they have like the exact same music tastes. Like it's uncanny. They have like the exact same music taste. I'd love to hear them just talk about their stuff. And I'll just sit in the background. Smoke a cigar. Something like that. I haven't smoked a cigar in years. But for whatever reason, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Maybe it's the holidays. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Good. Very good. For once, this is actually running like a champ. All right. So check the poll. Yeah, still same thing. Most people have not seen an Acoustasonic being played live, which I understand. And I'm in the same boat as you guys. Did you guys see, speaking of guitars that were released, I know this won't appeal to everybody, but I think it kind of sucked that nobody really paid attention to it. Gretsch released new Player Series models that are freaking awesome. They're expensive, but they're awesome. and they actually made some cool upgrades to them that I thought were worth noting. So let me see if Walmart has them, and by Walmart I mean Sweetwater. Player, yeah, it's a Player Edition. Let's see if they're up on their site yet. Oh yeah, they are not cheap. They are not cheap. Okay, let's load it up. Go into here, load up Chrome again. Voila. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of money. Let's look at ones that are... Just in Nashville. These are all the ones that got updated the same day as the Acoustasonic. All these are full hollow bodies. They're not center blocks. They're all made in Japan. They have a string through design, which is a nice changing point on the Bigsby. That's pretty cool. It doesn't use a B7. It uses a B6 GP. So it's made specifically for kind of this guitar, which is really, really cool. Redesigned the Filtertrons. I want to buy, like, they'll have no problem buying a Gibson for this price. You know? When this is going to be an infinitely better quality control experience buying a Gretsch. I bet I'll tell you why I think that is. Well, you're not going to see it. I think it's because these are made in Japan and the Gibsons are made in the USA. But as we've gone over in the past, and we've talked about many a times to ad nauseum standards, I think Japan reliably make better instruments than America does. And the second point is, I don't think it matters so much anymore where a guitar is made. Once you get out of the sweatshop part of it, and when you're talking about like a decently priced guitar, like say the Eastman's and up in that kind of price range, it doesn't matter. Like, you can get some seriously good guitars for $1,500-$1,600 as long as you're not buying one of the big name brands like Fender or Gibson. And I realize Gretsch are owned by Fender, and those are a little more expensive than I'd like to play. However, I thought it was worth noting because nobody else talked about those. Everybody talked about the damn Acoustasonics. Gretsch didn't send... You know what, Gretsch? You guys should have sent me one of these. That's what should have happened. That's what we should have done. I should have lobbied the Gretsch, well, had I known they were releasing this. But like, look, you guys, everybody's going to be talking about this Acoustasonic. Send me the hollow body. I'll work on the hollow body. You need somebody to push the thing. Dave has legitimately stopped working 3 or 4 times. Yeah, Dave's a funny guy. I love the Midnight Sapphire. They have one of the ones that's the Jet that is I can't even speak. That is a solid body. That is a Bigsby. I love that guitar. I see it used pop up for under $1,700. I'm gonna buy it. But because nobody buys them, and because when they do buy them, they keep them. I rarely see them for sale used, and when they are for sale used, they're always like the store B stocks, or scratch and dents, and the price isn't too far off of what a full price would be. So, yeah, I think under $2,000, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, like center block with a Bigsby, Filtertrons, made in Japan, highest quality you're gonna get, $3,000, or you can buy a 335 where maybe the nuts cut correctly, maybe the bridges align correctly, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to, just something to keep in consideration. Can't get regular original series Fender guitars. They keep releasing these guitars that don't work as acoustic or electric guitars. Yeah, I don't know. Filtertron pickups, I love them, Andrew. I love Filtertron pickups. And I have a history with Cabronita style guitars. And the reason why I have a history with Cabronita style guitars is because of the pickups. I had one of the limited editions that had the Filtertrons in them, made in America, Telecaster style guitar. And I was always chasing after the Gretsch sound, which is the Filtertron sound. They sound, it's like a P90 with a little bit more sparkle to it. Like, it doesn't immediately go as much to the bite as a P90 will. Like, it has a lot more chime and a lot more kind of just like sweetness to the pickup than a P90 does. And I love P90s, but in a clean tone and in a very lightly overdriven sound, the Filtertrons, to me, it's like, in the right guitar, of course. You can't just put them in any guitar, but in the Gretsches, the higher end Gretsches that are made in Japan that I played that have had those, it's a sound that is very unique, but it is very, very, very easy on the ears. And I've tried, like I said, I've tried Telecaster bodies or Cabronitas that have Filtertrons and Filtertron variants in them, and it's just never been even close. You kind of lose a lot of the Gretsch vibe. You can't just throw Gretsch pickups into a solid body guitar and expect it to work, because it doesn't. I mean, it works for its own sound, but it doesn't work in a Gretsch sense. You kind of need it to be either a center block or a fully hollow, because it needs more of the air to breathe just by the design. But those pickups are to die for. I know Chris Cornell, well, he played a Gibson, but I think it was his bridge pickup was a Filtertron. I always found that very interesting. Yeah, and with the Fender stuff, and speaking of the originals, we talked on this in the last podcast. I don't know what they're going to be doing here, because they have a 4-year shelf life on all their models from now on. This started in 2011. I think it was 2011. But so every 4 years they do a full refresh of a line. So the pure vintage guitars, like my Jazzmaster and the neck that's on that Jaguar, they were the pure vintage 65s. After 4 years, they got phased out for the new American originals. Now it's been 4 years. Those are getting phased out. So I'm not sure what Fender's going to do next as far as to replace that for their high-end production line. If they see, I don't understand their logic. I don't know why they put modern fretboards on those guitars. I think if they go back to like the American vintage, where it's a narrow radius and it has the all kind of vintage appointments, it makes the most sense. What I would love for them to do is finally make a damn American Mustang, like, right? Not a satin finished one with gimped electronics in it. There's nothing wrong with the American Performer. It's just it's not a real Mustang. And then the American Special Mustang that they had, that was not even close to a Mustang. That had tune-o-matic bridge and 2 atomic humbuckers in it. You can't get much more not Mustang than that. And I guess maybe their thought is just like, well, if people want to play a Mustang, they'll buy it from China or Indonesia or wherever the classic vibes are made these days. Or they'll buy the Mexican Vintera for $1,000, which is, you have to be nuts to do that. No offense. Or if they really want the right one, they'll go out of their way and buy one used on Reverb for a high price on from Japan on Reverb, or find a way to get one directly new from Japan. They can't be asked to do it. It makes me think, does the average guitar player look at Jaguars, Jazzmasters, and Mustangs the way that I look at the Acoustasonic? Maybe I'm the only one that cares about those guitars. And maybe there's more people that like the Acoustasonic than the Fender offsets. I don't know. I don't see the numbers. I don't see the sales specs. I'm just going off of my own experience here. Yeah. Well, towards the end of this, I asked you guys 40 minutes ago. Overwhelming majority have never seen an Acoustasonic out in the wild. I really like single coils MP90s, but I don't like humbucker. Oh my god. You'll love Filtertrons then. They're like a really nice match between the two of them. They're totally their own vibe, but
if you like single coils and you like P9s, you don't like humbuckers, Filtertrons. I definitely would recommend you try those out. And you know, the problem is the Chinese made Gretsches because they replaced the Korean ones. And if you can find a Korean Gretsch, by the way, used for like $700 or so US, buy it. Buy it. They're way better than the more modern ones that are made in China that are the same price. Just a heads up. But they're hard to get now. They're hard to get. Getting to be the same point with the PRS, the Korean ones. Less so with the PRS. You can still find those. They're pretty easy to find. But and the difference in quality between the Indonesian PRS and the Korean one isn't as big, in my opinion, as the jump from the Gretsch Korea to the Gretsch China. That's a big jump. And it's a jump in the wrong direction. So, this is the point in the stream where I ask you guys if there's anything you'd like to touch on, or anything you'd like to hit on, and we'll go from there. I got to film for basically the whole weekend. Can't film tomorrow because my kids' school, they're doing Thanksgiving celebration all day at the school, and all the families are invited. So we're going to be at that pretty much all day. And then I got a really busy weekend. Just a really busy weekend. So I got to try and film as much as possible today. We'll see. I don't mind Jags, Mustangs, and Jazzmasters, but cats. I hate the Jagstang. I hate it. I think it's hideous. I think it's the worst looking offset guitar they've ever made. This looks wrong. I get that people like it because of Nirvana, and that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not going to dive into Nirvana right now. But I at least understand it, you know. But as far as that guitar, how it looks, couldn't pay me. Filtertrons, mini humbuckers, Firebird pickups. Yeah, mini humbuckers are really cool too. A Gretsch Electrojet. I've seen one of those before. There's a few brands that make cool offsets. I would even go as far as to say that Ernie Ball, the Mariposa, that's an offset guitar. That's really similar, actually. And then you have Balaguer. They're a company that makes the Espada. It's a very nice offset guitar. There's a few that make kind of their own more unique variations of them. But then you have companies that are, you know, they're really just optimizing Fender body styles, or they're optimizing Fender designs using the same exact body styles, maybe slightly tweaked headstock here and there. But people in Japan do that too. Like we were talking about Momose, very, 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 very loved Japanese guitar maker. I still want to get one of those, but the import tax, thanks to things out of our control, is obscene. Factor that in with high shipping prices, and one day. That's all I can say. One day. What's funny enough was a few years ago I considered getting like one of those huge shipping boxes that some of these companies get, and spending like 20 grand on guitars from Japan and just having them all come over in the same shipping container. That shipping container would cost that without any guitars in it right now. So that's not an option. I like the first version of the Troy Van Leeuwen, where it came in the Oxford Blood and it had the rosewood fingerboard on it. I thought that was cool. I don't like the new one. I don't like maple fretboards on Jazzmaster. It looks wrong. Do you like buying amps as much as guitars? Well, here's the conundrum with that, my friend. The conundrum is, I got so lucky with that Music Man amp that I don't know. I don't go through amps as much. And I guess it shows, like, when I find something I really, really love, I stick with it. And the reason I go through guitars as much as I do is because 90% of the time, I'm reselling them. I'm not buying them to be like, oh, I'm going to try this guitar for me. Oh, maybe if I fall in love with it. No. I buy it because I see the price. I look at the market and I know I can make money on it. And it gives me the ability to both make content, make more kind of informed decisions because I've been playing so many different guitars. And that kind of adds a little bit of validity because I've tried so many. I mean, it's a win-win for me. I get paid to do it. Well, I mean, really, it's my hard work that allows me to get paid to do it because I'm willing to shop for these things. I try guitars I wouldn't normally buy. And yeah, it's one of those things where with amps, the problem with amps also, I find, is shipping amps sucks. So buying and reselling amps sucks. There's so much that can go wrong. Shattered tubes, just bad electronics. You don't know. They're a lot more fragile than people think they are, and it's not a game I want to get into. You guys, if you don't know, I've had not had good luck with UPS and with insurance claims. So if I can avoid those, it'll make my life a lot less stressful. But I love amps. I would like a pure overdriven amp, like a drive amp. Because a Blackstar, that's a gig amp. Hold on, let me see what this guy's barking at. Hey, C. What are you barking at? You got a package? Come here. Come here. You come sit with me. You come say hi to everybody. You can sit with me while we wrap this up. All right. Okay. But no, I would like, I love you too, buddy. I don't know. They discontinued, I think, the PT20, which is an amp I've had my eye on for a while. It's a Friedman Pink Taco. I think it sounds amazing. I can't find the combo anywhere anymore. I should have bought one when I had the chance. But something kind of like that. Or maybe even I don't know. I want something British. That's what I want. Hey, what are you fighting with me for? What are you fighting with me? You want to fight? You want to fight? What about... Hold on, let me see. Wait till 2020. Pull the trigger on American Pro while they're still in stock. Worried about inflation next year and a supply crisis. It seems time for buy a guitar. See, when I say stuff like that, I try not to say stuff like that. Even though I partially believe it's true. I think right now I wouldn't be buying anything new. Period. I think you would have to be buying a model that you can't find used, period, to buy it new. Like a very like one that's specific to a store or something that's very, very high quality and not commonly made for it to be worth buying new. There are so many deals right now still on the used market. Like if you want one of the American Pro 2s, first of all, I say this ad nauseum, but I'd seriously consider just buying an American Standard for $800-900. I would seriously consider it. Or if you're really stuck on the American Pro 2, check a website. I don't know if they have it right now, but they do this. Check a website called Primax.com. You will get one of those there for as cheap as you're going to get. And then on top of that, they might even let you add in a 15% discount. Because these people always do that. And they sell good stuff. You just want attention. My God. Between you and the girls, man. I get it. Do you like buying, or what about effects pedals? I keep it simple with those. Same thing. I've had that Drive Master pedal. That has been a staple of my sound since the 90s. Yeah. I've never owned a Tube Screamer. I've never spent a ton of money on stuff like that. I love my Volante. The only guitar pedals I kind of go through to a much lesser extent than the guitars. I go through kind of the modulation and the time-based ones a fair bit. But right now I found two that I really like, and I don't see any reason to get rid of them. The Zelza, I really love that pedal, and the Volante. They both happen to be Strymons. The only pedal I really miss as of right now is the Flint. I miss that pedal. That is the best. If you have an amp that doesn't have reverb and tremolo on it and you want an old school sound, that is the best investment you're ever going to make, is the Strymon Flint. There's no pedal, not even any of the high-end Strymon pedals, like the big Sky or the Night Sky. They're not going to give you what the Flint is going to give you. If you want that specific tone, it is just bliss, absolute bliss. Cannot recommend that guy enough. I will sing that one's praises until the end of time. So maybe I'll buy one of those. Oh my God, maybe I'll buy one of those sooner than later. I think this guy needs to go for a walk. He is really, really up on me right now, more so than normal. So, you want to say thank you to everybody, Ace? The final score was 71% of you have not seen a Acoustasonic in person. We still don't know who it's for. None of us agree on it. I mean, we all agree on it, but we don't know who it's for. But thank you guys. I got to take care of this guy. He clearly wants to be played with, and I feel bad. So thank you all for checking it out. I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, for fun one video you are gonna see. Johnny's not here, and this sucks because Johnny just bought a bass, and it got me to thinking. I bought a bass to resell. So if you're somebody that's a guitar player and you're thinking about buying a bass and you're not sure, maybe like a short scale feel a little bit more similar, or a full scale bass, I'm actually going to be making a video on that. But just keep in mind, I suck even worse at bass than I do at guitar. But feel wise, I think it'll be insightful. So thank you guys for checking it out. I will see you on the next stream, or hopefully I'll see you before that. I'll see you tomorrow. Or remember, join the Discord. Come talk in there. It's for free. All right? I'll see you guys then. Say goodbye, Ace. Goodbye.